But Shakur was calling out Tank last week when he fought, and he said he wants to make the fight happen. But he knows he's the B side. He doesn't have the A side. He admits that Tank is the guy.
And they're not going to let us, so he's going to talk that because he knows Turkey ain't going to let him do it.
How does that fight play out if they ever do mix it up?
KO.
Same thing, early or later? Or
KO.
Early? Definitely. How's Tank feeling in spirits? How's he looking tonight? The training camp was good?
Like, Tank the big brother from the little brother. But they both even because, again, that's showing the respect of the levels before and then after. So it's a good.
Boxing coaches Kenny Ellis and Calvin Ford have observed that Gervonta Tank Davis tends to elevate his threat level once a fight is confirmed, noting that his sharp accuracy forces opponents to take repeated clean shots, while he consistently dictates the pace and rhythm of the contest from beginning to end.
All that sounds good right now, but when the fight is made and the fight about to happen,
Tank is not playing this Murray Matt.
He know what time
that bell game.
1 minute he on this side, 1 minute he here. So.
When that bell game, Tank ain't playing this Murray Matt.
None of that tap.
No
like
tap,
you said at the U.
No tap. He's not swatting flies.
I know what they're doing. They're just trying to make a fight. They're trying to make a fight. They're not making the money Tank making.
But he can box. But I can't stress enough, every fighter get hit. They get hit every round.
Leonard Ellerby has similarly argued that Gervonta Davis remains the most prominent fighter of his generation. He highlights Davis's steady track record inside the ring, his major drawing power with fans, and how he continues to stay ahead of rising challengers who are working their way up through the division.
I mean, I'll throw Canelo in there. He kind of...
Yeah, no, and what I'm saying...
for y'all, for what y'all are doing.
Right.
Yeah.
So, but when you look around, who else has built that kind of star?
Right. Like, built. Yeah, it's tough. Not yet. Nobody's reached the pinnacle that Tank is at yet.
No.
There's a couple ones growing, though.
Yeah, of course. There's a lot of good young talent that's out there. And there's a lot of talented fighters in boxing.
Yeah.
But Tank's that dude, though.
Yeah.
Level above everybody else.
You know what, for me, because I had Shakur on the show, and great fight. I can't wait for that super fight one day when that obviously, is going to come to fruition one day.
That said, it doesn't necessarily mean the fight is close to being made. Calvin Ford has dismissed Shakur Stevenson's call-out of Gervonta Davis, implying that the attention it generated is largely tied to targeting the most high-profile fighter in the division. Ford believes Stevenson should first prove himself by taking on and beating other elite opponents before earning a shot at the absolute top level.
I just don't pay attention to them. When they start fighting, first, of course you're going to want to fight Tank. They know Tank is the best right now. They know it. But goddamn, fight somebody that's up under him. You get what I'm saying? That's that. If I fight him, I know I'm going to get a little bit more recognition. That's how you got to be thinking. But I ain't going to keep giving y'all secrets.
The conversation then shifts again, with Davis expressing skepticism about Shakur Stevenson's intensity during fights. He has suggested that Stevenson's relaxed presence and demeanor don't fully reflect the kind of urgency usually expected from a highly aggressive boxer. Davis argues that Stevenson's composed, methodical style makes it harder to read how he would respond when real pressure is applied. From Davis's perspective, the only way to truly settle the question is for them to meet in the ring. But until then, he believes there could be a clear difference in mentality between the two.
Showtime, you was like, you ain't feel like he really got the hook. Is that you just talking Gervonta like gassing it, or you really felt like that when you look at him like he ain't got that like that?
I feel as though like he don't. I feel as though that. I don't know. Maybe he say like he just his. What is it? What is it? His,
with the persona?
Yeah, his persona like ain't tough, but so I really don't know till I really get in there. But me reading him, like his body language and things like that, he ain't give me no energy. Like, he ain't give me like ah.
Stevenson, however, presents a contrasting interpretation of his fighting style. He insists that observers frequently misunderstand his approach, explaining that his composed and patient demeanor is not a sign of passivity, but rather a reflection of discipline and precision. According to him, his movement, ring IQ, and defensive awareness are what throw opponents off their rhythm and limit what they can do, instead of producing uneventful fights.
Hopefully my style is not boring. My style is just the fact that I make shit easy. Like guys can't do nothing with me. It's like you can name all the best fighters in my weight class, but if you put them in the ring with me, they all might look like Teofimo. Like Teofimo was just one to step in the ring. So
This comparison highlights the tactical side of the matchup even more clearly. Roy Jones Jr. has described Gervonta Davis as a complete fighter who combines punching power, technical ability, and controlled movement. Viewing that mix as a key advantage he can rely on throughout every phase of a bout.
One of the best ones out there is what they don't know, gets less respect for it, but one of the best ones out there. Now his mouth a little different, you know what I'm saying? He's a different kind of character when it comes to the mouth. Yeah. Because that's where he's from. But he's really one of the pound the best ones of the crew. And I'm gonna tell you why he's the best one of the crew, to me. He can punch, but he also can box. You understand me? Some that can box can't punch. Some that can punch can't box. He can box, he can punch, he can move laterally, he can do it left side, right side, he can do whatever he needs to do as a southpaw to get the job done. And that's saying a lot, because not many guys can do that today.
Like I said, once again, I'm talking to you, the great Roy Jones, just correct me if I'm wrong. From his last 4 fights, I think he's gotten better at setting up punches, making people walk into him. He did it against Roland, he did it against Ryan.
He's a very good fighter, but he got to learn, and I will hope he will pay attention to this because this is going to mean a lot for him. His feet are good, but sometimes they take him too far out of range to be able to come back and counter. The last guy he fought, the guy was a good puncher, so when he was jumping back, he was jumping too far back out of range to where he couldn't come back and get something right away. You know what I'm saying? And for the fans, it starts to look.
Greg Hackett has also argued that Gervonta Davis's effectiveness goes beyond raw knockout power, emphasizing that his technical foundation plays a major role in his success. He points to Davis's ability to read situations, his sharp timing, and his accuracy when choosing when and where to land shots as the elements that truly set him apart.
Which one do you think got that's 5-star? And which two is, would you say, 3-star, 4-star?
The power.
I think you think I don't know, man.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
No, the power is 5-star.
Take away the power, he might have 4 losses.
Yo, I think he might be more skilled than he is a puncher. I think the skills is what.
He got a hell of a skill.
I think the skills make the power. I think because of the placement, the timing.
You know why I say that? Because if you put him in there with another guy with skills, you're gonna see him slow down. You're gonna see him take his time. He's not gonna be so quick to use what he got, because I know he might make me pay for it. That's what we saw in the Lamont fight. Yeah. That's why I said the power is his go-to, because I know I can do this to you. But in case I can't, I can box you. But then how much can I really get off if you got skills too? Lamont got skills too, so they made it tough.
All right, do me a favor, real fast before we end this segment. Give me your top 10 punches of all time.
Coach Abdul extends the breakdown by drawing attention to a recurring theme he sees among previous champions. He suggests that many past title holders leaned more on athletic power and physical strength than on refined technical fundamentals, viewing this as a pattern that has appeared repeatedly across different eras of boxing history.
This is the thing about boxing. Most of the champions, not now, but we got some skilled guys, but for like the last 10, 15 years, all the guys that had belts, they had very little skill and all power. If you look at the landscape of boxing these days, the champions is really more powerful than anything.
I can't say that.
Not right now. Not right. For example, we want to say, for example, Tank, you say he got skills because we like the look. But 9 times out of 10, Tank is losing on those skills.
In contrast, he argues that Gervonta Tank Davis approaches fights with a different mindset. Coach Abdul characterizes him as a calculated finisher who relies on composure, fight intelligence, and patience before launching his offense.
Who's on those scorecards?
Yeah, I think that's more so his style. To me, Tank is a complete fighter. Like, he don't have, I think because his style and his
style is you losing the rounds.
I think he chooses to lose the rounds though.
Because you know what?
I ain't trying to cook with that shit.
And you know he got what?
To me how I look at Tank is like a professional hitman, right? Tank will let you, like, you be walking around, you be running your play and this and that, and then like when you think nothing's gonna happen, Yeah, Tank's like that, dude. He will sit you. He'll let you win rounds. He's taking pictures, and then, right when you go to do the same thing twice, Leo Santa Cruz, you threw the same punch 3 times in a row.
This is exactly what makes the potential matchup so compelling. Terrence Crawford has spoken highly of Gervonta Davis, acknowledging his knockout ability, well-developed technique, and overall effectiveness inside the ring.
Damn good fighter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I respect him as a fighter.
Yeah.
You know, he definitely got skills, he got power, he got tremendous boxing ability, but like his core personality and his ways are differences. I'm telling you as a fighter,
yeah,
I will pick Shakur because I don't believe Tank will be able to land those big shots on Shakur like he does everybody else.
Right.
Shakur defense is just too tight.
Focus then shifts to Shakur Stevenson's skill set from a technical standpoint. Teddy Atlas has portrayed him as a highly refined and cerebral fighter, noting his fast hand speed, strong ring IQ, and impressive experience from his amateur career. He also highlights Stevenson's ability to counter effectively, maintain disciplined defense, and control distance as key strengths that give him an edge in the ring.
Cole's a terrific boxer, tremendous talent, and he's got a very difficult style to decipher. You know, when you fight him, you have to not only deal with his talent, his great ability, but that you got to find a way to decipher his style. He's got a style that is very difficult to overcome and to look good with, and you know, to obviously be to be productive with. I mean, he's got fast hands, he's got good eyes, you know, he's comfortable in the ring, he has that great amateur pedigree, you know, he's a tremendous counter puncher, real good defensive fighter. You know, he controls space as well as anybody. You know, I, for myself, would love to see him and Tank Davis.
At the same time, Stevenson has referred to this potential clash as one of the biggest fights in the sport, pointing to the elite-level abilities both men bring to the table. He also makes it clear that his focus is locked on a single rival, viewing that particular opponent with a different level of importance compared to everyone else in the division.
To do it. I would love that fight. I think that's the best fight in boxing if we speaking like skills-wise. He's not going to tell y'all that because however he be thinking, he think the way that he think. But me, truthfully, I think that's the best fight in boxing, and I want to prove to the world who I truly am. So you can name 5 fighters, but all them other dudes don't matter. There's one person I really got my mind on at the end of the day that I really want to fight when it comes down.
On the other hand, Davis has minimized Stevenson's status as a serious danger, implying that his overall toolbox doesn't bring anything particularly distinctive. He questions aspects of Stevenson's defensive work and offensive diversity, pointing to what he perceives as limited head movement and a style that can become easier to anticipate over time.
He just jumped back. You never see him slip no punch. You never see him slip no punch. Go look at it. You see him back up from a lot of people. Back up, move around. He don't got no technique. And his offense is the same thing. If you go look at his...
For Davis, the skepticism goes beyond just stylistic differences. He also challenges the amount of attention and praise Stevenson has attracted after stepping into the lightweight division, arguing that he has yet to fully establish himself against the division's elite contenders.
Your 135 contemporaries have a lot to say these days. Shakur Stevenson, well, of course he's now 135 after all that stuff, and then Devin Haney.
Right, so why people even talk like he the best at... He didn't even fight at 135 yet.
Right.
He didn't even have power at 126, 126, 30 or none of that.
He was good.
Okay. How can you, all that's just okay. How can you stop?
At this point, the conversation shifts away from comparing styles alone. Timothy Bradley has been a vocal supporter of a Gervonta Davis versus Shakur Stevenson fight, describing it as the most logical and impactful matchup available in the division at present.
Hey, David, just step in the ring and face somebody, dog, already, bro. For real. Like, oh, I know he coming back, dog. But I'm just saying, like, fight Shakur, bro. Fight Shakur. That's all I'm saying, bro. Fight. You need these top guys out there, man. Because
You can say, oh, Shakur ain't fight nobody. Shakur ain't fight nobody. Tank ain't fight nobody. Why don't they fight each other? If that's how y'all want to put it, fight each other, bro. That will probably be one of the biggest fights in boxing right now, bro. The biggest fight. Box office, it will sell out like this. Like that, it'll sell out.
As the debate develops further, the contrast in opinions becomes more defined. Leonard Ellerby backs Gervonta Davis as the boxer more capable of dictating the flow of a fight, emphasizing his control of tempo and his tendency to gradually seize momentum as rounds progress. That on the other side, Eddie Hearn disagrees with that assessment.
I love that.
What? Shakur can't beat Tank.
I disagree.
He beat all the He can't Tank.
I disagree.
Tank
loses rounds.
Tank decides to do what he wants to in certain fights.
Me and you could have a big bet on that fight.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
I think Shakur's the man to beat him.
Shakur cannot Tank. He's a very good fighter. A lot of respect for him, what he's done in the ring. He got a good team around him, but he can't Tank. Can't beat Tank.
I disagree with you on that.
Can't beat Tank.
At that stage, opinions among leading promoters and analysts start to split more sharply. Eddie Hearn remains supportive of Shakur Stevenson's position in the sport, pointing to his growing audience appeal and his steadily rising marketability as an emerging star in boxing.
I'll say something about Shakur. His fire has been dampened for a long time by people that knew he was going. Right? He did a big gate in Newark. He was the highest rated fight on ESPN this year. Shakur does big numbers, but they didn't want to tell everyone that he does big numbers. If we keep building him and he comes up against a commercial giant like Tank, Shakur against Tank is one of the great All-American fights and one of the biggest fights in boxing.
At the same time, Davis is viewed as bringing a different kind of attraction to the table. Oscar De La Hoya has spoken positively about him, noting that he blends technical ability with an aggressive readiness to exchange. He also emphasizes Davis's fight IQ, his ability to adjust.
He's a beast. He knows how to figure you out. But one thing about Tank, which I love, and this is why he's going to be great, because he fights. And when you fight, you're going to get hit. And when you fight, you're going to get hit and you might get knocked out. But that's the beauty about Tank.
That's why
he
they love
fights, and that's why they love him. That's a perfect example.
Right.
Tank Davis is a star.
If this matchup is ever finalized, it would represent far more than a simple result on the record. Gervonta Davis carries constant knockout threat, where even a brief lapse can completely shift the outcome in an instant. In contrast, Shakur Stevenson approaches fights with structure and precision, often turning them into technical contests where opponents struggle to consistently land clean offense. That difference is what makes the pairing so hard to predict. It goes beyond power versus skill. It becomes a clash of timing against discipline ultimately. It comes down to interpretation. If they ever share the ring, the key question would be whether Davis's power can break through Stevenson's defensive organization, or whether Stevenson's control and ring management can shut down the danger before it fully takes shape.